What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Happy Juneteenth. It's a beautiful day. Um, Getting into this episode of GH, I like Gio. The more I see him, I like him. I don't want, I understand that the actor loves to play violin. That's his thing. The character loves to play violin. I get it. But I like when he's kind of away from the violin because we get to see more of, we get to learn more about him and what makes him tick a little bit, other than the violin. I love that they incorporate it, just don't incorporate it in every episode. So I'm glad that he left the violin at home today. Thank the good Lord. But the more I see of Gio, personality wise and how he operate, the more I like him. I'm just pissed that he not the new Spencer, because the more I hear him talk and see of him, the more I can see him as Spencer. You know what I'm saying? I just envision him as Spencer when I see him. Speaking of Spencer and the Cassadines, real quick, I just want to know who the hell is running that company. Spencer's presumed dead. Nicholas is in prison. Valentine is running ELQ. So who the hell is running Cassadine? They haven't made no mention of that company. Like, is the board running the company? Like, I'm confused. Like, I don't get it. I hate when they don't mention things. It's just kind of a knack for me. It's like, it's something that irritates my soul. Like, we're not going to know what happened to the company. Like, are they going to sell off assets of it? Like, what's going to happen? But the more I see Gio, the more I like him, because I like that independentness in him. Like, he's very independent. I don't know if independentness is a word. I don't know, but I'm gonna use it today. Y'all should know me by now. Hell, I create my own damn words. But yeah, I like that he's very independent though, and I see that Sonny notices that about him. You know what I mean? Like, Sonny was happy to pay for his tuition and stuff like that, but he got a full ride, so he's taking advantage of that, and I think Sonny respects that even more as somebody who's independent and don't need his money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that, because I'm the same exact way. I don't like to ask nobody for no help. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I don't like to ask nobody for nothing. I feel like you get more satisfaction and gratification out of doing things on your own. I feel like once you accomplish things on your own without anybody's help, it makes you feel a hell of a lot better and more appreciative of what you have because you did it on your own. It wasn't given to you. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I like about him, man. And I feel like everything about him was just foreign to Jocelyn. Like, Jocelyn could not understand him. I just felt like that. Like, she just did not understand him. You know what I'm saying? Like, the boy comes to work early. You know what I'm saying? He does things around the job that's not even in his job description. And she, for the life of her, could not understand that. She was like, oh, well, don't jump in the water trying to save people. Basically implying, like, yeah, you might take my job. But that's people that I like. You know what I'm saying? Not even just on TV, but in real life. I love people like that. You know what I'm saying? That's very independent, hardworking, not ashamed to be a hard worker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that. Naturally, you don't want no job to use you now. But I love that, though. The more I see this character, the more I like it. He's very self-made, I would say. Jocelyn seemed like she just could not understand this boy. And I'm like, well, the reason Jocelyn couldn't understand is because she's not used to that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not something she does. You know what I mean? She don't come to work early. She probably show up soon as the damn clock hit the number. Or better yet, she probably come a few minutes late because her mama co-owned the damn place. And then on top of that, it was funny watching her ask Gio, like, oh, you're worried about taking advantage of Sonny. Yeah, because he don't want to take advantage of Sonny's generosity. And I respect it. He wants to get it on his own. He's not looking for a handout. And it's quite funny because coming from Jocelyn, who blatantly just said that, Michael would do anything for her. So it's a lock for her to get that apartment. She's not worried about that garage apartment because she knows she can get it. That's that privilege. You know what I'm saying? See, regular folk don't have that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folk out here don't have that privilege of knowing somebody who could easily just get them an apartment. No. But she knows that she can get anything handed to her without really putting in the effort. So I really hope that he gets with somebody like Trina, because I feel like him and Jocelyn is like oil and water. They ain't gonna mix. They are not gonna. I don't feel like they're gonna mix. Like, they're just total opposites. And I really would not want the writers to waste Gio on Jocelyn at all. And I'm glad that he's not going to take advantage of Sonny. Because, he want to go to Europe and stuff like that, go to a couple of halls, concert halls in Europe. And, of course, Sonny would pay for it if he asked him to. Naturally. Sonny's generous with his pocket. He's generous with his wallet. So, of course, he's going to pay. But I love that he wants to do it himself. That little comment Sonny made about the Quartermains, I want to slap that hair off his head. Talking about, oh, you need hazard pay living with them. Bitch, people need hazard pay just to stand next to your little ass. Like, people get shot just standing next to Sonny. And you talking about you need hazard pay to be around the cubes? Please, they need hazard pay to be around your little ass. Get that straight. You know what? I try to like Natalia. I do, because she's a character I think I'm going to love to hate. I think I am. Her sentiment that she's evolving or trying to evolve, where same-sex couples, where that matters. I'm not going to say people can't evolve. I'm not going to say they don't. People can evolve. They can. I'm not going to say they can't. They can. But do I see her evolving to liking Christina and Blaze's relationship? No. I feel like she's putting up a front in front of Sonny. And I'm going to tell you why I think that. Because look at how she was looking at Christina and Blaze all hugged up, lovey-dovey at the studio. If looks could kill, Christina would be dead. I didn't like that look on her face. And I feel like she's not the type of person to do a complete 360 that fast. I feel like she's not going to. Because some people like her are so stuck in their ways. Like she said, she comes from Puerto Rico. And she's from the old school. People like that, they don't like change. Not that kind of change. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't. So, for her to accept that same-sex relationship, I don't see it. I don't see it. Not no time soon. So, she could miss me with all that. I feel like she was just giving Sonny lip service. I feel like her and BLQ are definitely going to clash even more, because BLQ has a lot going on right now with this whole Finn situation. And it was funny watching BLQ get a whole attitude because Natalia wasn't at the pool like she thought she was going to be. Because, mind you, Natalia called her like, oh, meet me at the pool, da-da-da. Natalia barely waited for BLQ. It ain't like Natalia was there for 30 minutes. Like, you was there for all of a couple minutes. And, BLQ just was so annoyed that when she got there, Natalia wasn't there. I'm like, y'all need to have a come to Jesus moment, because you're supposed to be Blaze's music manager or whatever, and Natalia's supposed to be her business manager. Y'all need to come to a consensus, because they are not on the same page. They're not even reading from the same book, and they need to get on both. They need to get on the same book, same page. And, BLQ is kind of right now proving Natalia's point that BLQ is not on her game when it comes to Blaze's career, because she's so busy with her personal life right now. It's taking precedent over the business, so I could see Natalia having an issue with that, because she pretty much figured that was going to happen, so BLQ, I know it's going to be hard for her, but she's going to have to learn how to balance that personal and that professional. She's going to have to balance that, because you do not want to prove that lady right at all. Speaking of BLQ, I feel like her and Chase are opening up a big can of worms. By them going to Alexis and trying to figure out options where Violet is concerned, I agree with Alexis. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get bowl and shoe ugly. Like, this whole thing gonna get funky. If this has to reach a court or CPS gets involved, it's gonna be ugly as shit. I'm telling you, this is gonna be a mess. The mere fact that they're meeting with Alexis, getting her opinion, and Chase meeting with Stella to get her opinion on what to do next, like what are the steps. And I love that Alexis gave him the real. If you open up a case against Finn for Violet, you don't know what a judge gonna decide. You don't know, what's gonna happen. Like, she could be taken, taken from Finn, and BLQ and Chase are gonna think like, oh, that means she's gonna come to us. No, you don't know what a judge is gonna think. And I agree with Alexis. You don't know what a judge defines as a safe environment for a child. You know what I'm saying? His definition may differ from Finn's definition. It may differ from BLQ and Chase's definition. I feel like if they go that route, it may not go the way that they think. For all we know, the judge might decide, hey, let's give the kid to Elizabeth or put it in foster care. You don't want that little girl in the system. You do not want that kid in the system. And then, Stella had to give them the real as well, and let them know that by pursuing this, you're going to have to build a case. You're going to have to get CPS involved. You're going to have to, record everything. You're going to have to get witness statements, to prove that he's unfit, to prove that he's drinking around the child, to prove that he's a harm around the child. It's going to get ugly, and Chase don't seem like he's all that in. He's not 100% in against building a case against his own brother. But I agree with Stella. Like, you opened up this can of worms. Like, I mean, it's not too late for them to just figure out something else, but it's not about building a case against his brother. It's about helping his niece. You know what I'm saying? This is getting ugly and quick, and it hasn't even fully started yet, but it's not going to be pretty, especially when Finn finds out about this, because I know he's going to go berserk. He's definitely going to go berserk about this. This ain't going to be nothing pretty. I'm happy that, Alexis finally got her law license back. Now she got to do like a class or whatever, a 2-day class. Good for her, finally getting her law license back. I love her scenes with Diane. Like, that is like a real ass friendship, and I always enjoyed their scenes. It was funny how Diane had her going for a minute. Diane said, I got good news and bad news. You got your license back, but you're gonna have to wait 2 years to practice. I was like, well, damn. I love how she pulled that swerve on her. That was funny. But good for her though, because Alexis, her law career pretty much has defined her all her life. So, to see her actually go to the invader and turn that paper around and do different things, I enjoyed that. But her real passion is in that courtroom, so it's gonna be real good to see her back up in there kicking ass in the courtroom. So anyway, moving on from that, I'm trying to think what else. I love the patient advocacy that Felicia's doing. Like, I love watching her and Stella in their element, trying to help patients and, what I'm saying, like, make sure that they can afford their medical expenses and stuff like that, helping them with payment plans. And, I really enjoy watching that. I wish that we could see more of it, because it's really dope and really fun to see. Felicia was not answering that phone for nothing. I said, Felicia, answer that phone. I was literally talking to the TV like, Felicia, answer that phone. They trying to call you about your man. Like, your boo is back. Answer the damn phone, girl. It was so good to see Mac. So good to see him. Like, I feel like it's been forever since I seen Mac, and it was so good. I love how the grandkids was just running up on him and loving on him and stuff. I loved it. It was good to see Bailey. I'm glad that we got some Bailey mentions and seen Bailey and stuff like that. Super happy about that, because I know everybody in the comments been like, where Bailey Lou at? They gave you Bailey Lou. Asking you shall receive. Spinelli, I love how Spinelli always seems so flustered and so nervous whenever he's around Mac, because he was always like that. Like, Mac always brought that nervousness out of Spinelli, and I love that after all these years, almost 20 years, 18 years? 18 years later, Mac still has that effect on Spinelli to make him nervous and leave the room quickly and stuff like that. Oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. That was funny. Mac been going so long, like, this man don't know what's going on in that town. Like, he still thinks Sasha and Cody are a part of deception, and he didn't even know Spinelli was staying at the house, and that man just been so out of the loop. So I'm glad that he got caught up on everything. I want to know who this friend is that he was over there helping, as the reason why he was going so long. Like, who was this friend? Because he was like, oh, I can't talk about that. Who the friend, Mac? I want to know. What you hiding? I was super happy, though, that Felicia got reunited with her man, because it's been so long. I know they got a lot of reuniting to do in the bedroom later. I'm just saying, like, because when you in a relationship, when you married and you've been away from your man or your woman for X amount of time, you already know. Once Mac popped that Viagra, it's all she wrote. Because let me tell you something. Felicia gonna be on a ride tonight. Felicia, in the words of Ric Flair, she gonna be riding Space Mountain all night long tonight. I'm just saying. She might want to put that phone on Do Not Disturb. It's gonna be a ride. She going to Lake Compounds tonight. I'm just saying. Lake Compounds, Pound Town, she going. They gonna do the do. I love that scene though between Cody and Mac. I mean, Cody, Mac, and Cody and Tracy. Who would have thought? I think Edward and Lila, especially Lila. I feel like Lila would be crazy proud of Tracy. I think she would be because Tracy has just been the voice of reason for people. Um, that whole scene with Tracy and Cody was, I loved it. You know what I'm saying? I totally agree with Tracy. Like, this is Cody's story, and wherever it goes, his decision. You know what I'm saying? But watching his scenes with Mac and stuff like that, it's time for Cody to just let Mac know. I know he feel like, you know, he had all the time in the world. He had all the time in the world to just tell him, but he can't tell him. I feel like it's time, you know, for him to tell Mac. I feel like it's totally time for Mac to know, and I think that's what we're getting to. I think we're getting to that point where he's about to tell Mac, work up the courage. Because I know he's scared because he's worried about, oh, Mac is going to be upset. You're not going to know how Mac is going to react until you tell him, you know, and I think it's time. But anyway, this is pretty good. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought. I will see you all later. Peace.